Hey Etalkers, thanks for tuning into this week's episode of Etalk. We are so excited to jump right into the hottest gossip of the week. So Avery, tell me, what's been going on with Kylie Jenner?
I know, seriously, I cannot believe that she actually decided to make her pregnancy public this time around, considering how she did it the first time.
I know, me either, because I remember specifically she was on an interview and she said that she loved having the privacy. Nobody was on her. I mean, pregnancy in of itself, I can't imagine because I've never been pregnant, but I'm sure it's incredibly stressful, especially when you're Kylie freaking Jenner. I mean, come on. She is like American royalty, so I can't even imagine what that's like going through that. She's probably being bombarded by cameras all the time and paparazzi.
Oh my God, totally. And no one in the family the first time slipped up about it. Like, I was so surprised that no one caught on to the fact that she was pregnant. And this time, now they got to share it all over social media. She had this beautiful pregnancy photo shoot. Like, the pictures were gorgeous, so.
Well, I don't know if I would say that everyone didn't notice, because remember, there were so many controversial rumors going around about her first pregnancy. But I remember thinking, oh my gosh, there's no way. She's 19 years old. There is no way that this girl is pregnant. And then she was. And then people kind of trolled it out because of her pink nails from her baby shower. And I just thought that was incredible. I mean, the internet can do amazing things.
Crazy. Yeah, but in other news, so the new Vanderpump Rules just aired on Tuesday, and it's season 9. So Lisa Vanderpump is like obviously one of the most influential housewives of Beverly Hills. And actually on this season, a lot of her staff and the cast members did not return because of some controversial statements that were said, very racist ones at that, by Stassi Schroeder and Jax and Brittany, and also Jax and Brittany just had a baby. That's another thing too. So a lot of people actually did not want to see them come back to the show, and on the first episode they didn't even address these comments at all. They kind of just like carried on with the drama and the business of Tom and Tom opening their new restaurant together in Los Angeles. And, you know, I feel like, especially in this day and age, like these are such pressing topics that have to be addressed. And I know like Elon is very specifically focused on racial diversity, inclusion, and stuff like that. So I think it has to send a message to young adults who are watching the show that everyone needs to be inclusive and not tolerate comments like that.
I mean, obviously. I mean, I know the Vanderpumps are obviously iconic. They're very well watched. But, I mean, it's 2021, you know what I mean? We have to address this type of thing. Like, we can't just talk about, you know, wanting to have those conversations and then not have those conversations. You know what I mean? We can't continue to support and advance a show that is promoting, you know, types of stuff like that. It's just completely inappropriate, especially in 2021. And it's really disappointing that they're not addressing it and they're not talking about it.
I would just be curious to see if they would bring it up in future episodes, like just see if they talked about it maybe next week, because it's too soon, but we'll see. I mean, I'm hoping they say something about it.
I mean, hopefully so. I don't know if they're going to use it to chunk up the ratings or whatever, but it's incredibly unfortunate that they haven't addressed it immediately, because when it's not addressed immediately, it makes it look like, you know, you don't care and, you know, minority voices aren't heard. And, you know, it's unfortunate that those people had to walk away for their voices to be heard.
Exactly.
It's incredibly unfortunate.
And in other news, Brittany,
oh my goodness. I mean, thank God her dad is out of that conservatorship.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I actually hear a rumor that it's now been passed on after 12, 13 years to her financial advisor, who sounds like he's going to take much better care of her at this point. So hopefully she can be more herself and post more things she wants. And I've seen some of the pictures. It literally looks like someone on her Instagram is holding her phone out in front of her when she's taking a selfie. Like, she can't even have control over her own social media, which is so scary to think about.
Exactly. She's a grown woman. She's a successful musician, artist, actress. You know, she's done so much, and it's so unfortunate that she has been in these, like, basically captivity with her father. I mean, and her sister using her for her money, and it's just all so upsetting.
Yeah,
you know?
But on the bright side, I do think things are going to start to turn around with her, because she also just got engaged. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of everything for Brittany.
It's going to be a boss wedding, I know that. All right, well, next up, Ariella will show us how to recreate celebrity outfits on a budget.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat, eat, eat?
1 in 5 children struggles with hunger in America. Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Alvin and the Chipmunks want to remind you, bacteria can hide in food and make you ill.
Wow.
But you can keep bacteria from ruining your day with 4 simple steps. Clean.
I'm waiting for the rinse cycle.
Separate. Cook.
Fire in the hole!
And chill.
We chipmunks are notoriously tidy.
Check your steps. The road trip to food safety starts at foodsafety.gov.
Hey everyone, welcome to Style Corner. I'm Ariella and today I'm going to show you how to recreate a few celebrity outfits on a budget. So starting off, we have the beautiful Langley Fox Hemingway, who is rocking a green slip dress with a hat and a Bulgari bag and some Bulgari jewelry out to a Bulgari dinner. So as much as I would love to wear this, unfortunately it doesn't really suit my college budget. So to make it more affordable to everybody, I have found a green, beautiful long slip dress from Shein and this green bag that honestly looks pretty similar to Bulgari's from Amazon. And then to accessorize, we have some black combat boots that are from ASOS and they're on sale right now, so go and check them out, as well as the green hat from Amazon. So next up, we are going to talk about the beautiful Gigi Hadid. She is at Fashion Paris Week and she is rocking the layers and blazer look. Then again, I can't afford it right now. So I found this KOTN black turtleneck along with this Zara green blazer and these Aeropostale green kind of cargo looking pants. And then to accessorize, they have a H&M belt, a cheetah bag, and some Veronica M combat boots. So in both of these fashion icons, we have seen kind of 3 major colors coming out, which are greens, blues, and browns on all different types of the spectrum. I definitely would keep an eye out for these fall colors. So next up, hear all about Broadway shows that have become movies.
Welcome back, Etalkers. I'm Carrie here with my best friend Tommy, and we're going to be discussing all of the Broadway shows that have become movies. So, Tommy, tell me about Dear Evan Hansen. I have heard that the ratings have been terrible.
Oh boy.
Which is just so shocking.
So I saw Dear Evan Hansen when it was on tour, and I think that it worked really well as a musical. But I've heard otherwise when it comes to the movie. A lot of people are complaining about the casting of Ben Platt. People say that he is way too old to be playing a teenager and that it doesn't read well on screen. That is one of the biggest problems with the movie. And also the movie deals with a lot of really deep emotional storyline type things. And it's hard to take it seriously when you're basically watching someone who looks like 20 years older than the rest of the cast playing a teenager. It just doesn't read well.
Yeah, and I think just in general, it's incredibly hard to capture things like that properly because the intensity and just seriousness in general of mental health, like, it's not to be taken as a joke, it's not to be taken lightly, and I think in musicals and just in general, it's kind of hard to capture that on screen because a live performance can give you so much like fulfillment, but on a screen, it's just not quite the same in my personal opinion, you know what I mean?
And there's a huge difference between screen acting and stage acting, and another huge problem that a lot of people are finding with the movie is that they are being directed to act like they're on stage. And that also just doesn't read well to the audience because, you know, with the camera so up close, it doesn't flow as well. It's not as fluid, and it got really awful reviews.
Which is
because
just
of
so
that.
unfortunate because it was such a hit on Broadway.
Such a hit on Broadway, and it had the potential to be an amazing movie, but just really, really, really flopped.
Maybe in 10 years we'll get another recreation.
Oh, who knows?
It'll be good. So tell me about Cinderella 2 with Camila Cabello, because I'll be honest, I saw it and I was not impressed, son. Like, I was just not.
It also got brutal reviews. It's available on Amazon Prime. You know, Cinderella is one of those stories that's just been told over and over and over and over again, and this just was not the way to do it. No. Especially when there are so many other Cinderella musicals out there, including another diverse Cinderella that was made back in the 90s with Brandy and Whitney Houston, which just is a way better movie overall. This is basically like a cheap remake of that. And not to mention, the movie was literally so bad that there's been viral sounds about it that have gone all over TikTok. Have you heard those?
Oh, yes, I have.
It is the funniest thing ever. You know, I had hope for this movie, but it epically failed.
I mean, honestly, I'm not sure how much hope I had in the beginning. I didn't even really pay much attention, but when it came out, oh gosh, I needed to turn that off
immediately. The cast, Idina Menzel, Billy Porter, there were some people there. It could have been so good.
It could have been so freaking good.
It was not. You know, this year, it's been basically filled to the brim with movie musicals.
Yeah.
We had The Prom in December of 2020, In the Heights of June 2021, Cinderella in September, as well as the Come From Away Pro shoot, Dear Evan Hansen, and a musical that started off in the West End, which is in London. It's called Everybody's Talking About Jamie. They just made a whole movie about that. And that's also being released on Prime in September, or has been released on Prime in September. And then in November, we have Diana, the Princess Diana musical, coming to Netflix. And we have Tick, Tick, Boom, which is by the composer of Rent, coming to Netflix in November 2021. And of course, what I'm looking forward to most, West Side Story, coming to theaters in December of 2021.
So as you guys all heard, it is a freaking jam-packed year for musicals, which is just so exciting. So if you love Broadway, you love movies, you love your couch, be sure to check some of the musicals out that my best friend Tommy just shared with us. And next up, Avery's going to tell us about the hit reality TV show, The Circle. Stay tuned.
I rescued Toast from a shelter in 2011. I love Toast because she's a lazy diva. Toast does whatever she wants, obviously. She's sleeping right now. She's an epic snuggler. She's so comforting. She's so loving. Toast makes me laugh. When I walked into the shelter, I knew right then that she was special.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education.
What are you gonna do?
Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else?
Or will you dare do something different?
Like, be a teacher. You could be my teacher.
You got the skills, the smarts.
Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget.
That'd be cool.
Does that corporate job even have recess?
What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Hey everyone, welcome to Social Corner. I'm Avery, and I'm so excited to discuss the reality show, The Circle. So, The Circle just released its 3rd season, and it's the first social media-based competition on Netflix. So, basically, people could go into The Circle, decide whether or not they want to be catfish or be 100% authentically themselves. And the catfish have to do a really good job of pretending to be somebody else. So sometimes someone will play someone's brother or sister. Guys can play girls. The possibilities are really endless, but you actually never see anybody face to face. So basically the players are in kind of like their own quarantine bubble. And they basically stay in their rooms the whole entire time, but they do have access to a hot tub, a workout facility, and also a yoga room. So they have a TV in every single one of these rooms, and then they have conversations to try and bring themselves up in the rankings. So this season we have some new players. This is Nick. He was one of the top influencers throughout the season, and I'm gonna try to not give away any spoilers. But the finale did come out, so if you do want to tune in and see who won this season, then you should. And also, there's a lot of new features of this season that we have never seen before on seasons 1 and 2 of The Circle. So basically, we have a new cloning feature where when one player gets eliminated, they have the chance to come back and be someone else in The Circle. So season 4 and 5 are actually set to return. They already projected that season 4 will be coming out next year at some point. So they're predicting June 2022. So be on the lookout for that. And next up, Tommy will give us some great mindfulness activities that you guys can do.
Hey everyone, I'm Tommy, and today I'm going to give you all some mindfulness activities. With COVID cases on the rise, more and more people are being subjected to quarantining. Quarantining places physical health over the importance of mental health, and some can find themselves at a low. And practicing mindfulness can get yourself out of the dirt. Here are some tips and tricks that I have that can help prioritize your mental health while in quarantine. The first two kind of go hand in hand, both journaling and gratitude journals. Journaling throughout your day, some of the positives, some of the negatives, let it all out there. And gratitude journals, going through your day, going through your week, going through your life. What are you grateful for? Keeping that positive mindset could be super helpful to keeping your mental health in check. Next is guided meditation. You can find these on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music. They will help center yourselves and center your thoughts to make sure that your mental health is totally in check. Do something creative. Knit, paint, go on Pinterest, find something. If you have pets, go ahead and play with them. And of course, make sure to stay in touch with the outside world. Don't be afraid to use your phone. Don't be afraid to reach out to relatives. And next up, we'll be discussing all about dating apps, so don't go anywhere.
Hey Etalkers, I'm Carrie, and today Kelsey and I are going to be talking all about dating apps. So Kelsey, tell me about Bumble.
I'm so excited that you asked. So, Bumble is the new and hottest, best dating app out there, and I may be a little biased because I'm an ambassador, but I promise you guys, you have to get Bumble. So basically, Bumble changes it up a little bit. The girls are the ones that reach out first, so it kind of is like leveling out the playing field a little bit today. So the girls get to go out first and reach out, kind of like making a little equality on the relationship there. And then the guys answer after that. So basically, ladies, this is your chance to shine.
And personally, I love that the women have to reach out first.
It's awesome.
Because there are so many times when I'm, maybe swiping on Tinder and I accidentally swipe right on a guy that I meant to swipe left, and then he won't stop freaking spamming my phone, and I'm like, please, dear God, can you
have
stop?
control.
Like,
Exactly.
Exactly. So, ladies, if you want to make the first move, if you are a feminist, download Bumble. It's a great app. I personally like it the best. But, there is something to be said for Tinder, too. Don't get me wrong.
Yes, but Bumble also gives you the opportunity to make best friends as well, because we also have Bumble BFF and we have Bumble Biz. So you can expand your network, and it's not as formal as LinkedIn. So you can, get some job opportunities as well. Go crazy.
And I love that. And I also love the idea of like a dating app for friends because, of course, like this would have come in so much handy if I had known about this. Like if I were a freshman during like COVID last year, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because then you can just kind of like reach out to friends because you weren't able to get out as much, especially last year.
Even like for me, so like I'm in like a 3-year relationship, so I obviously wouldn't use Bumble for the relationship, but I definitely use Bumble for BFF because I've made so many new friends on there. Like it's awesome. I can still use a dating app, but it's not even a dating app. It's a friendship app as well. It's awesome. I love it.
I love that, So let's talk about Tinder. Can we talk about Tinder?
Yes,
because there's a lot of buzz about Tinder. It's everyone has it, but I feel like there's just this intense like stigma around it of like, okay, if you match with somebody, then they expect that they're going to get some of the goods, if you know what I mean.
Right.
So I kind of don't like that about Tinder, but I do like.
Yeah, I think Tinder basically is kind of like a one night stand type kind of app, and Bumble kind of gives a different type of vibe off, which is what I like about it.
Yeah, and I kind of wish it weren't that way, but then we also got to, consider our good friend Hinge, I don't think anybody has it though. Have you ever heard of anybody having a Hinge?
Like I think I've heard of Hinge a little bit, but definitely not as popular as Tinder or Bumble.
Yeah, I've definitely never had a Hinge. Well, if you have or have had a Hinge, write into us. Let us know how it is.
Yes,
because we can only really talk about what we know. So that would be, Tinder
yeah,
and
who
Bumble.
knows? Maybe Hinge has a very good like mindset. Maybe it's not a hookup app. Maybe it actually gives good relationship.
Well, clearly here we are Bumble fans,
You guys
Bumble
have
fanatics.
to look at the merchandise. Yes.
Yes.
We have some adorable bandanas here.
And we got.
They are literally, you can style them anywhere. I literally made a new little bandeau top off of it. Absolutely adorable.
And we got this mask too, all kinds of good stuff. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us tonight, and make sure you check out our Instagram page at Etalk Elon, and we will see you next time.
To find out more about Etalk, visit elonstudenttv.org.